Hello, guys. I hope you guys are having a nice weekend, a nice Sunday. It's beautiful here. We've got sun outside, and it's me and Pop. We went down to uh, Subway sandwich shop, and I got a foot-long ham sub, with all the fixings on it, and extra mayonnaise and extra olives. And Pop, I got him they had a soup special on. They get a bowl of soup, bowl of clam chowder, and a sandwich, a cheese sandwich, baked cheese, and the cheese was all melted in it. He really loved that. Anyway, we had a good time down there. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Bitcoin this weekend, just for a minute or two. Um, Here's the thing. We're at 66.81 right now, and I'm going to start the charts up right here. Let me open them. Start the charts right here. Now, here's the thing. Uh, uh, in Argentina right now, can you believe this? It says, in Argentina, investors flock to safe haven Bitcoin. How far has Bitcoin come from back when it bought a pizza for 10,000 Bitcoins? Now it's considered to be a safe haven Bitcoin. Argentina's flocking to them. This is just the beginning, I think, in a long line of countries in the emerging market crisis where people are going to start flocking to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to start to become well known. That's what's going to happen. It's going to happen extremely, extremely fast. Bitcoin is going to start to be transmitted across the new Lightning Network extremely, extremely fast. And in emerging market countries, as this crisis starts to really heat up. Well, you might say to yourself, why is this crisis going to heat up? Well, I'm going to tell you why. We had a move up in the U.S. 10-year bond this week. Quite a little jump up. The reason why is the Chinese are selling treasuries. We also have the Federal Reserve is not buying treasuries anymore. They're rolling over their treasuries that they have. They're extinguishing them and then pulling that liquidity out of the system en masse in the United States. This is leading to a drying up of United States dollars. They're pulling 50 billion United States dollars out of the system every month. The Federal Reserve is. This is leading to a drying up of the dollar. So there's not so many dollars out there. Chinese are mad. This is the reason why they're selling treasuries. They're selling treasuries because Donald Trump is hitting them with trade embargoes and trade tariffs. These are trends that are developing within the financial system. These trends are going to increase in power over the upcoming months. Chinese will probably sell more treasuries. The United States Federal Reserve will keep withdrawing liquidity from the system. We will get a drop in equity prices. We're going to get a drop in prices of commodities all across the board. The real estate bubbles are going to start to pop. And emerging markets are going to suffer the most. Their currencies and are going to start to really, really hurt, including the Canadian currency, the Australian currency, all of these currencies against the dollar. The dollar is going to reign supreme. Dollar is going to gain power, going to gain strength. I could see it going above 100 on the U.S. dollar index. What does all this mean for cryptocurrencies? Well, these countries are going to start looking to cryptocurrencies as a safe haven asset more and more. Now, Bitcoin is very small, and these emerging market countries are very big, considering the size of Bitcoin. They're withdrawing Bitcoins out of the system as savings, as a safe haven asset. When somebody from an emerging country, I should say, draws a Bitcoin out of the Bitcoin pool, they're not planning on selling it instantaneously back into that Bitcoin pool anymore. They're putting it away in a wallet, oftentimes an offline wallet, and we could quite literally have shortages in Bitcoin. I know we've never had a Bitcoin shortage before, but Bitcoin, just like any other commodity, is limited. It's a limited asset. There's a limited quantity of Bitcoins. It's not unlimited. And we could quite literally have a shortage where there's not enough Bitcoins to go around if these third world, not third world, but if these emerging markets start to come online and buy Bitcoin really en masse, and not just Argentina. There's 12 or 13 different countries right now that the emerging market crisis is starting to hit. And it's going to be hitting hard over the next few months. And so we've got more than one thing actually happening here simultaneously within the financial system that could actually start driving the cryptocurrencies up in value. I'm going to tell you, I've been waiting for weeks now. You guys follow my show, and I've been trying to buy the dips on these Bitcoins as we're in this little bit of a bear market. I'm getting a little bit desperate now. I think we're getting a little bit toward the end of this bear market. We're definitely, this bear market is not going to last forever. The price is still down. I'm going to try to be looking for dips very seriously this week to get in there, especially on some of these altcoins, and get in there and buy. Now, I'm not a big buyer. I might buy $50 or $100, but still, to me, that's big. You know, and in my mind, it's big. You know, $50 is big. You know, I mean, I'm tight for money, and so I get out there. I'm going to buy a little bit. Put it away from myself, and that's what I've been doing, trying to buy the dips. Because I really see the potential of this stuff. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're invested in cryptocurrency, say you buy $50 every month or $100 worth every month, it adds up. First thing you know, you got $1,000 worth of cryptocurrency. That $1,000 you've invested on this side could turn into $100,000 on the other side, or even $1 million on the other side when cryptocurrency finally goes out there and becomes and expands to take up its space in the financial system that it's going to take up eventually. And what I laughed about when I saw this article, it says, in Argentina, investors flock to safe haven Bitcoin. This is going to be repeated. They see it as a safe haven asset. And that's because it's limited in quantity. This is really something. It's almost unbelievable what's happening. But believe it, folks, it's really happening. It's starting to happen. And to think every time that you look at Bitcoin in the future, I believe you're going to be looking back and saying, I could have had them at a certain price point. So every time it goes higher to a higher price point, right now, 20,000 was the high price point, was a high watermark. That high watermark, at some point, you might be looking back maybe a few years down the line and saying, oh my God, you could have bought a whole Bitcoin for $20,000, just $20,000. You know? And this is where we're going with this. When you consider that there's really out there right now, you'd probably be hard-pressed if a real rich guy came along, say the Federal Reserve come along and said, we're buying all Bitcoins. Doesn't matter the price, we're buying them all. If the Fed come out and said, we're paying any price that they're going for, we buy them all. And they tried to buy all the Bitcoins in the world. The Federal Reserve would be hard-pressed to get 10 million Bitcoins. Because I don't think in actuality, they say there's like 16 million or 18 million or whatever. In actuality, I think an awful lot of them have been lost. And I think if you actually tried to come up with how many Bitcoins are really out there, you'd probably be hard-pressed to get 10 million. You'd probably be hard-pressed to get 8 million in the one wallet if you wanted to put them all back in the box again. In other words, what's happened is it's like a kid on Christmas, you know, he gets this packing box, say full of packing peanuts, you know, and he opens it up and the packing peanuts fly all over the floor every which way. And the mother says, you put every one of them back in the box again. Well, some of them are going to get lost under the furniture. You know, he's never going to get them back in the box the way they were originally back in the box, because now that the genie's out of the box. Well, that's the way with Bitcoin. Bitcoins went into wallets, and some of these computers that had maybe 2 Bitcoins in it 10 years ago got, not 10 years ago, but when Bitcoin started, have got lost or went into the landfill. I heard of one guy, he had 7,000 Bitcoins that actually, and his computer got lost in the landfill, in an old computer. And he was looking for it in the landfill. That's when Bitcoin went up to $1,000, you know, and it was worth $700,000. And he was looking for it at the landfill because he bought them. I think he paid $20 for them when he bought them, and they went up to 700,000. Now they're a lot higher. Now they're like 7 or 8 times that high. You know. Anyway, suffice to say, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Coming up tomorrow morning, we're going to be covering what Bitcoin is doing, and we'll have the charts up and everything, and we'll be able to see what's going on with the whole thing. And I'm going to try to find a buying spot this week where I can buy. I don't want to pay a fortune. I'm hoping Bitcoin doesn't take an astronomical leap in price. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed it doesn't this week. I want to get a little bit more before she goes up. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next show. Bye-bye, guys.